So, however, we know that with all the planning that occurs, we've got nightmares. I'm just going to let you take that in and read it. I'm wondering how often this occurs.
Really often. I think I got to the third bullet and said, oh.
Right?
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's there. Right? And of course, that's part of why, you know, we see that there is the shirt sleeves to shirt sleeves phenomenon, right? But this is what occurs, and yet it's not talked about very often. What are the causes of wealth failures? And this what I got out of was a study done by the Williams Group. You have reference to them on some of your on your handout, and they are one of the only groups I have looked for a lot of information on wealth transfer and outcome. If anyone knows any of the information, I would love to know anything updated. But I've looked around a lot for it, and they find, what they did was, it was published in 2004, and they did a retrospective study on 3,200 high net worth, probably ultra wealthy families to find out what happened to the wealth in regard to transfer. Right? So it was published in 2004. I have not seen any studies like this since, and if they exist, I really love to know. What they found from these 3,200, they interviewed these families, retrospective, high net worth families, 60% of the time, the causes of the wealth, the failure to transfer wealth. What does a wealth transfer failure mean? It means that it didn't go to how it was intended by the wealth creators. It resulted in some of those other things that I showed you. Why? Is because there's a breakdown of trust and communication within the family. The heirs were not prepared in regard to handling the money. There was no family mission statement, and then a whole other set of causes. So this may be interesting information to integrate into some of the conversations you have. When does this trust and communication begin, and when do you start the conversations? Should be, as suggested, 20 years before what is politely known as the final wealth transfer, the reading of the will. Yes. Do you love? Okay. So if you're thinking about it, who is that population that you serve, and how can you serve them better, and how can your organization address this with the participants so that you are in a position to be concerned, connected, and be able to help them plan for the future in regard to their generosity and giving.